Hey shop boys out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means, a new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures to get up to this week. So I got up on my Monday, and I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. I'm not working till Thursday now, so I was able to have a little bit of a lie-in. I then got showered and changed and had some lemon curd toast with a cup of tea, watched a little bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and sorted my Bluetooth out into a new look, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my Bluetooth doll's newest look, starting off with the shoes. She's got these black pair of high heel boots on, some black netting stockings, then she has this purple space dress with flared sleeves with lots of stars and constellations and planets on, which is so pretty. I love all the colours on the dress. And she has a choker necklace and her black hat, and this is the whole look. I love that dress with all the planets and stars and constellations on. I then was just reading a bit more of Off the Eyes and had a cup of tea and some biscuits and just tidied up my office and danced at the house a little bit, and then I got myself ready to go off for a walk, and whilst on my walk I was listening to music on headphones and got some flower snaps and show you guys those. I had a lovely stroll, was able to get some really beautiful flower snaps. I then went off to one of the cafes in the high street and had some lunch from there. I had some nachos and hot chocolate with some caramel syrup in, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. I then got some mirror selfies from there, and I'll show you guys. They've also got such cute mirrors in there and really cute lanterns and prints. I then went off and had a look outside the charity shops. I went off to one of the bookshops. I love Swan of All Books so much. I went off to Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section, and then popped into one of the cafes where one of my morning group members was, and had a chat with them, and had to pop to the loo and got a mirror selfie from there. I'm show you guys. That mirror is so cute with lights either side. I then had a look around some more of the shops and saw and chatted to one of my mates in one of the other pubs and got 2 mirror selfies from there on the way back, and I'll show you guys that. I love a golden mirror. I then made my way back, and I got back and was just watching a bit of TV and just chilling, and then my older sister came and picked me up, and we made our way off to go to the leafing ground in Dursley to meet our family friend and her son, and we met them, and she'd taken her son to the park they have there, and I'd gone to the plant shop they have there. I got some plant snaps and show you guys those. They've got such cute little plant displays. I was having a lovely look at all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned plant pots. I got 2 mirror selfies from there that I'm show you guys. We then went off and had a lovely walk around the lake, and I got a snap of the lake and also got a snap of me on this little dock by the lake, and I'll show you guys those snaps. It was such a lovely afternoon, and the sunshine and blue skies came out. It was looking very dark and gloomy, so I was wearing my jumper and trousers and wish I had have worn some shorts instead, because I was absolutely melting, and Liv kindly got some sun cream on my head because I didn't want to be burning my head and having a smarty head. And then Liv and her son went off home, and I thanked them for a lovely time. And then me and Laura had a look around the little shop they have, such a lovely little farm shop, and I got a drink and some cake, and I got a Sicilian lemonade with a bit of frangipane, and I will show you guys that. It was such a lovely afternoon at the leafing ground. I love that garden centre so much, and we're now back, and I'm going to be sending an email off to New Siblings because I'm hoping to do some more work experience there like I was doing before, and then I'm just going to be chilling before going off to meet Tash. We're off to see Devil's Father 2, and I'm so excited. I shall see you with a bit more of the vlog later on. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at the cinema with Tash watching the second Devil's Father movie. So I got dropped up to the bus stop by my older sister, and then met Tash, and we got the bus in to Cribs, where we went off to Hollywood Bowl and had some drinks and some of these hot chili roasted peanuts, which are so good in there. And then we went off to have a look around the arcade and chilled in there for a bit whilst we were waiting to go off to the cinema. We then headed off to the cinema to go get some popcorn and drinks, and then headed off to go in and watch the movie, and I got a snap of my popcorn bucket. I got one of the Double West Prada, 2 popcorn buckets and a drink, and had some salt and sweet popcorn with some M&Ms in, and we got a selfie together whilst waiting for the movie to start, and I got a snap of the poster for the movie, and I'll show you guys those snaps. It was such a great film, pretty long, and it was one of those films where you thought that it was going to finish and then there'd be another bit, but other than that, really good film, really funny. It was great, lots of little like nods to the first film, which I loved. The music was great, and there was a little cameo which I didn't realise they were going to be in it, which is really cool, and I just love those films so much. Love it of Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep, was just so fabulous as Miranda. And then we got the buses back, and then I thanked Tash for a lovely evening at the cinema, and she got off the bus a few stops before mine, and then I was listening to music on headphones. I was on my way back. I then got back, and for my tea I had a bit of the leftover vegetarian curry that my grandma and older sister had when we had curry the other day, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious, and me and my mum were watching this documentary all about David Attenborough, and my mum was telling me about how he got to sit with gorillas and they were completely chill, and we got to see that clip, and it's so cool. I love a bit of David Attenborough. I then finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and get into my PJs and then watch Today's Home Away and UK Soaps, and just see more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a little bit of a lie-in. I then had some breakfast, and for my breakfast I had some long toast and a cup of tea. I was then just watching a little bit of TV. There's just some music. I was playing with Bear out in the garden with his favourite rope toy, which he loves, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. And then I was just reading a little bit more of Off the Ice. I had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. I was then just tidying up my office, my dolls and dollhouse a little bit, and just watched some stuff of a chord. Then finished watching and got 2 mirror selfies from my golden mirror with a bow on that I got from TK Maxx, and I'll show you guys those. My golden mirror is so beautiful. I love the bow on top of that mirror. It's such a good mirror find from TK Maxx. And I got a mirror selfie using that mirror sat on my desk with all my little trinkets behind me, and then one from the bathroom with the sunlight coming through the bathroom window, making the lighting so good. I was then just watching a little bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and had some lunch. I had some soft cheese sandwiches and a cup of tea and some biscuits. And then my mum got back from being at my grandma's, which she does most Tuesday afternoons, and then my dad was taking her off to have a doctor's appointment, and I was going to be walking up to the garden centre, but my dad said, don't worry, I'll drop you off on the way to the hospital for my mum's checkup. And so they dropped me off to the garden centre, my happy place, and I got in there, and the first thing I did when getting into the garden centre was head off to the home section that I always love having a look at. And I love all the mugs and the tote bags and all the pillows and the candles and little bits like that. They have such a good selection of home stuff in there, lots of spring summer stuff in there, and I got some stuff from there that I'll show you guys. That little pot with all the vegetables on is so cute. I then went off and had a look at the plant stuff and all the plants and the succulents and cactuses in there, and it's always like a little jungle in there, and got some plant stuff from there that I'll show you guys. They've got such great plant displays in there. I was having a lovely look around there. I then got 2 mirror selfies from there to show you guys. A mirror with the bees on is so cute, and a little arch, little church type window as well that I was able to get a mirror selfie from. I then got some flower snaps and I'll show you guys those. They've got lots of spring summer flowers in now, lots of dahlias, lots of sunflowers, and those purple ones which are so pretty with the white little splotches on, which I did find out the name of, which has gone out of my head, but they're such stunning flowers. I then had a look at the sweet section and got some sweets from there and some more of the rose lemonade, and I'll show you guys a clip of the stuff I got from there. I got some sweets from the sweet section at the garden centre. I got some jelly beans and some rainbow bars and then some more rose lemonade. This lemonade is so good. They have such a great selection of sweets up in the sweet section in Dobbies, and those jelly beans are probably my favourites, and the rainbow bars and the rose lemonade. Always love getting the rose lemonade from there. I then got some more flower snaps and I'll show you guys those. We've got such beautiful flowers in that garden centre at the moment with such lovely colours and patterns on. I then went into the cafe and got a tea and some shortbread to dunk in my tea. I'm definitely a biscuit dunker in tea, and one of my mates who works in the cafe was there and he'd been away, so I was having a nice catch up with him. I then made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies, and on my way back I got 2 rose snaps and I'll show you guys. The rose snaps I was able to get whilst on my way back are so beautiful. I've been loving all the roses and wisteria out at the moment. They've come out very early this year as the weather's been so sunny. Normally they don't come out until later on in May, which I've been really loving, getting lots of roses and wisteria snaps whilst on my walks. I then got back and I watched Bridget Jones' Diary. They are one of my favourite films to watch. They always crack me up. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then my older brother came over. I was playing with Bear out in the garden. My mum and dad then got back from my mum's doctor's appointment, and I'm now off to go and chill before going off with jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday evenings, and just see with a bit more to vlog when I'm back from that. It's 8 o'clock in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Jen's with Tash for a movie evening. I was supposed to be having jigsaw and I got to jigsaw, but it wasn't on this evening. It's not on now till next week. So I then called up Tash and asked if she wanted to go for a coffee or for a walk and just hang out, and she said how she was off to Jen's to finish watching this TV series that they'd been watching, and asked if I wanted to join her. So I said yeah, sure. So I then contacted my mum and just let her know that jigsaw wasn't on this evening and that was going to go down to Jen's to watch this TV series with Tash. I then got to Tash's and we were watching a bit of Two Broke Girls that Tash is loving at the moment, and then went off to Tesco's to get some bits for Jen's for watching the TV series with Tash, and I got some flower sets from the flower section and I'll show you guys those. They've got such a beautiful flower selection in Tesco's with lots of pretty bouquets with lots of colourful roses. We then made our way back to mine as I had to get my phone charger as my phone was going to die, and got changed into this t-shirt I'm wearing right now. I then got a snap of Bear and I'll show you guys that. He's so adorable and getting so big, and my older sister was over and she dropped me and Tash down to Jen's as she just lives around the corner. We then got to Jen's, and for tea we had some bacon baps and had some of this dessert bread, like birthday cake thing with icing and sprinkles on, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. The bacon baps with a bit of grated cheese in, and that dessert dough thing we'd had that before, me and Tash, when making the spaghetti, and they're so good. We then helped to set up birthday banners and stuff for Jen's daughter, whose birthday is tomorrow. I can't believe she's going to be 8, and I helped to blow out some balloons. Hard work blowing balloons up, and then we helped set up the birthday presents on the table for her to come down to open. And Jen had got her this little makeup vanity and couldn't resist getting the mirror stuff from there, and I'll show you guys that. Really cute mirror, and it lights up and has different settings, and she said how it was on Amazon. I was like, I have to get myself one of those. I love a Mursafi, as you guys know. We then watched a bit more of this series that Jen and Tash had been watching and finished it off, and I was absolutely hooked. I was really enjoying it. It was such a good series. I'm thinking they're going to be doing a second one because they've left it on a kind of a cliffhanger, so looking forward to watching the full season 2 if there is one. And then I got back and I walked back with Tash. We split off halfway between each other's houses, and I was listening to music on my way back. I then got back and I'd just seen the new Kylie Minogue Netflix documentary series trailer, which comes out on the 20th of May, and I'm so excited. As you guys know, I bloody love Kylie Minogue, the absolute queen. And then I finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and was just having a nice chat with my mum all about how this evening has been at Jen's watching the TV series, and then I was having some cuddles with Bear, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and shall see you more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early ready to go off for a solo trip into town, and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I just had a bit of buttered toast and listened to a bit of music, watched a bit of TV, was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was another lovely sunny day of beautiful blue skies. I was playing with him with his rope toy, which he loves, and then I got myself ready and made my way off to get the bus, and the bus wasn't coming for a bit, so I had enough time to just chill before going off to get the bus. I then made my way off to the bus and listened to some music on my headphones whilst on my way up to the bus stop just at the top of the road. And then the bus arrived, I got on the bus and we got into town, and I went off to R2's. It's an amazing cafe that do such beautiful cakes, and the window displays with all the cakes that you can pick are so beautiful, and it's always such a hard decision to choose which cake to have. And after looking in the window before going in to order, I finally decided on a bit of carrot cake, and I was able to sit in and had a bit of carrot cake with a chai latte, and I'll show you guys that. The carrot cake was humongous. They gave me such a big slice. The portions in there are always so impressive, and it was so delicious, and my chai latte was delicious as well. And sat and chilled in there, and it's a really cool cafe, such a cool vibe, and the workers in there are so lovely. I was having a great chat with them, and just on the way out I popped to the loo and I got myself from there, and I'll show you guys that. It's a very quirky bathroom set up, and the mirror had plants around it and had a cloud in the corner. And then I made my way off to the flower shop that I always love to go to whenever I'm in town, and I hadn't been there for ages, so I was looking forward to getting in there, getting some flower and plant snacks. I then got into the flower shop and was having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers, and they were like, we haven't seen you for a while. And then I got some flower snacks from there, and I'll show you guys those. Got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with lots of lovely fresh flowers, so it all smells so lovely in there. I then got some plants out from the plant section, and I'll show you guys. They've got such beautiful plant displays in the windows, lots of succulents and cactuses and pretty plant pots. I then went off and had a look around some more of the shops, and went off to some of the vintage clothes shops. I was looking at some of the jumpers. I just love a jumper. And then I went off to Sparks, this art creative place where there's lots of independent shops with things like clothes, jewellery, stationery, mugs, books, lots of things that I love. So I always love going in there and having a look around at all the stalls, and they've always got lots of really cool vintage bits. And then I went off and got some Mursafi's from there, and I'll show you guys those. They've always got such beautiful mirrors in there, always love getting Mursafi's from there. I then went off and looked at some more of the shops, and then made my way off to get the bus back, and I got to the bus stop just as the bus was due, so I didn't have long to wait to get the bus. I then got the bus back, and I got off at the bus stop by Aldi, I went into Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section. I was hoping to get some vegetarian themed things, as apparently that's coming to Aldi, but they don't have any in our store at the moment, so I just have to keep an eye out for that. I then got Jenny's daughter a birthday card. It's her 8th birthday today, so I'm going to be giving that to her tomorrow evening at games night. I then got some flower snaps for the flower section, and I'll show you guys those. I got some really pretty snaps of the bouquets of flowers in Aldi. It had lots of beautiful coloured flowers, lots of tulips and roses, and really pretty patterned, colourful flowers. I just love flower photography so much. I then went off and had a look at the child shops. I went off to the book shop, and I just love old books so much. I then went off to Surroundings, this shop that sells lots of mugs, prints, stationery, socks, mugs, lots of things that I love, and I could probably spend a fortune in there if I could. And I just love going there and looking around at all the little displays with all the little bits of furniture and little home decor bits, and always have lovely chats with the shopkeepers in there. They're just so lovely. I was having a lovely chat with them. I got some snaps of some of the home decor stuff in there that I'll show you guys. It's just so cozy in there. I then got Tasha's birthday card for her birthday on Friday. She's going to be 22, and then I made my way off, and on my way back I got some flower snaps, and I'll show you guys. I'm loving all the roses and all the dahlias and all of these ginormous red flowers out and about at the moment. Lots of spring, summer flowers coming in, and I'm able to get lots of lovely flower snaps. I was then just listening to music on my headphones. I got a drink from News for You to have on my way back, and had that on my way back from being at the high street. I then got back and I had a chicken Caesar pasta pot for my lunch, and was just playing with Bear out in the garden, watching a little bit of Friends, and just listening to a bit of music and tidying up my office and dolls a little bit. And then my mum got back from being at my grandma's, and my dad's fishing, which he does most Wednesdays. So Bear was a little bit restless. He always gets a bit anxious whenever Dad's away, as Dad is his favourite. And so I was playing with him in the garden and playing with his boat toy to kind of keep him a bit preoccupied and calm him down a little bit, and got a snap of him on the sofa, and I'll show you guys that. He's such a beautiful pooch, and he's getting so big. He's got such beautiful brown eyes. My mum then got back from being at my grandma's, and Bear was a little bit less anxious and calmed down a little bit, bless him, and he settled down just as she got back. And then I had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I went a little bit more off the ice. I was working on a little bit more of my short story that I've been working on, and just listened to a bit of music. And then my dad got back, and Bear was doing zoomies. He was so happy to see my dad. You'd think he'd be gone for weeks, bless him. And my dad took him for a little stroll just around the block. He then got back, and my mum was getting tea ready, and we were having a curry, and it smelled so good. I then got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9 till 3. It's me and Tash. We're going to absolutely slay. And we've got our work shifts for next week. So I've written those down in my journal and wrote them on a bit of paper and put them on the pinboard in the kitchen, so that my mum and dad know when I'm working and when I'm not working. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks, furry dog and cat videos and sea lion videos, and just listening to a bit of Kylie. And I'm so excited for her Netflix series coming out on the 20th of May. And then we had our tea and we had our curry, and I'll show you guys that. The curry that we had for tea was so delicious. I didn't have to tidy away the kitchen, and I'm now off to go and finish my journal entry for today and put that away. And then I'm going to be watching today's Turn Away and UK soaps, and read some more of Off the Ice, and shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday, and I got up early, showered and changed, ready for work. I was working with Tash and was so excited, as always have such great shifts with the bestie, and knew that we were going to absolutely slay. I then made a fuss of Bear and was just listening to some music. I was getting myself ready for work. I was in such a good mood. I then made my way off to work. Whilst on my way to work, I was listening to music on my headphones, and I was wearing shorts to work, and it was a little bit chilly, looking quite gloomy, but was told it was supposed to burn off by 11 o'clock. I then got to the flower shop just before work and got some flower sets on that. I'll show you guys. They've got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in that flower shop. Lots of lovely colourful flowers, lots of roses, lots of sunflowers. As you guys know, I love sunflowers. They're such pretty flowers. I then was having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there, and then got some plant snaps from there that I'll show you guys. The plant section is so pretty, all of the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned leaves and plant pots, and the window displays with all the plants in are always so pretty. I then got me and Tash a drink and a pan of chocolate from Co-op, and then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag away and got my drink and pan of chocolate out, and Tash's one out, and I had mine and a bit of my drink, and then helped open up with Tash, and she put her music players on, and she has such a great music players. Always love her place at work, always find myself singing and dancing along to music whilst cleaning tables. And then I was just running lots of food and drinks, doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and helped bring up the orders from the shed. They had just arrived, and someone tried to some of the workers, and we had people sitting outside ourselves inside, and like they said, by 11 o'clock the sunshine and blue skies had returned, and it was looking like quite a nice day. And then I was just getting on with some of the cleaning jobs. I get down when quiet, polishing cutlery and putting clean cups and plates away and glasses, and Tash did the orders. So while she did that, I was just doing some drinks making and did a few coffees. I'm getting quite confident on the coffee machine now. Even did Jen a coffee, she was in the kitchen, and my boss as well, I did him a flat white and did Jen a latte. And then I was just doing a massive cleanup outside the tables as we had a few people in just towards the end of my shift, having some lunch and some coffees. And then me and Tash finished at 3 o'clock, and one of our colleagues came in, Karis came in from 3, and so me and Tash were then finished. I then clocked out, got changed to a t-shirt that I had in my bag, and then me and Tash got some lunch from our workplace, and I had one of the cucumber fetish sandwiches, and I'm going to show you guys that. The cucumber and feta cheese sandwich is so delicious, and me and Tash were sat outside. It then started to rain, so we went and sat on one of the sofa areas, and then I made my way back, and I got Tash one of the colander caterpillar cakes, but the Aldi equivalent from Aldi, on my way back, and I'll show you guys a clip of that. I got this cake to have for games night this evening. We're having a party themed games night for Tash's birthday, which is tomorrow, and I got the colander caterpillar equivalent from Aldi, which is Schubert, and it's so adorable. I can't wait to give that to her, a nice little surprise for her. And then on my way back, I got a selfie in front of these beautiful red roses and got some flower snaps, and I'm sure you guys those. There's such beautiful roses out and about at the moment. I was able to get some really beautiful flower snaps. I then ended up getting caught in the rain. It absolutely chucked it down, and I was literally so close to home, so I was absolutely soaked. So I ended up putting my top that I did have on in the wash and put this t-shirt on instead. And typically the sun has come back out and it's now looking quite nice. Hopefully it stays dry for the rest of the evening. I then got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 5 till 10, and then after work me and Tash are going to be going to the pub with some of the others, as it's her 22nd birthday tomorrow. Can't believe she's going to be 22, old to be 22 again. I've got her present, it arrived, and I'm going to show you guys that. Here is the gift I got for Tash for her birthday on Friday. I'm giving it to her this evening. It arrived and I got back from work, and here it was. It's a Mickey Mouse backpack. She loves a backpack, this girl. She's got a backpack from the band Ghost that her and Jamie both love, and I got this for her for Disneyland Paris, where we're going in October, and it's so cute. It's a nice size, and it comes with a little Mickey Mouse keyring as well on the backpack. I know that she's gonna absolutely love it. I got that wrapped up with her birthday card stuck on there as well, and then I put that in a bag with the Colin the Caterpillar cake in the bag and my house keys ready for this evening. And I'm going to be getting pop from the shops on the way down there, and I'm now off to go and write a little bit of my journal entry for today, read a bit more of After Ice, and have a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and just chill before games night this evening, having a little pie tea for Tash as it's her birthday tomorrow evening. Cannot wait, it's going to be so much fun, and to see you when I'm back from that. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back for being at Jen's house for games night, and we had a birthday celebrations at games night for Tash, whose birthday's tomorrow. She's going to be 22, and I got some drinks from One Stop on the way there, and got to Jen's, and Tash and Amelia were on their way. Jazz was already there, and we got the food and sweets and snacks and stuff and drinks already on the table, and we were having hot dogs as requested by the birthday girl. And then Jenny got those ready. Amelia and Tash then arrived, and me and Tash were chatting about work and just how it had been quite crazy. We're being busy, then quiet, then busy. It's a little bit like it came in waves. And I gave her her birthday present. She loved the Mickey Mouse backpack, like the ghost backpack she has from one of her favourite bands, and gave her her card, which is a Spice Girls card, which said spice up your birthday. And then we had our tea, and we had hot dogs and these chicken skewers, and then we had some cake, and I got one of the equivalent of the Colin the Caterpillar cake from Sainsbury's from Aldi, and we lit that and said happy birthday to Tash, and I'm sure you guys snaps of that. The hot dogs and chicken skewers and the cake was so delicious. We had some of the Caterpillar cake, and then had a little bit of coffee cake that Jazz had brought with her, and we then played some of the celebrity card game, Timeline Celebrity, which I got from the game shop in town, which is really fun. And immediately headed off, and then me, Jen, Tash and Jazz played these games where you have cups and balls and chopsticks, and you have cards, and you have counters, and you have to bet with the counters how good you think you are going to be doing this challenge, and the one with the most counters left over wins. Some of them were really tricky. I did manage to win some of them, which I was quite chuffed about. And then it was the end of the evening, and we had such a fun evening, lots of laughter, lots of fun, always have such a great time at games night. We then walked back, me, Tash and Jazz. I then gave Tash a massive hug and wished her a lovely birthday for tomorrow, and I'm going to be seeing her tomorrow evening after work. I'm going to have some drinks, and then I got back and I then finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm off to go and watch today's Homeaway and UK soaps. I shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and it's almost the weekend, and I got up early ready to go off to morning group, and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, watched a bit of TV and just listened to a bit of music. I was playing with Bear out in the garden, and then I got dropped to morning group. I got to morning group, I was just chatting with my morning group members all about how my week had been, and then we were doing some arts and crafts, and I always love doing arts and crafts at morning group. And we had these bits of magnet, and we stuck stickers and drew on those, and then we had some cups of tea and biscuits, and just had a good NASA. And next week we're going to be going off to the garden centre, my happy place. So very excited about that. I'm going to be getting picked up by a lady who wants the morning group, and then we're going to be going off there so she'll pick us all up on the way. And then I finished and I got picked up by my mum, got back, and I'll show you guys a clip of the magnets art I did at morning group. Here's what I did at morning group. So we did some arts and crafts. We cut out bits of magnet and wrote on there, or coloured in, or put stickers on, and I chose this butterfly sticker and chose a quote to put on, and I put, "Butterflies can't see their wings, they can't see how truly beautiful they are, but everyone else can. People are like that as well." And we got to pick an envelope to take it home in, and I picked this one with the Mr. Men characters on, which are so cute. I love the books. Such a beautiful quote, and that butterfly sticker is so pretty. I then had my lunch, and for my lunch I had a cup of tea and some soft cheese sandwiches with some biscuits, and went some more of Off the Ice, listened to a bit of music and worked on some more illustrations. Cosy Sunday in, and was just tidying up my office and Dolls and Dollhouse a little bit. I then was playing with Bear out in the garden, and then me and my mum were just watching a little bit of Bargain Hunt. I then got myself ready to go off for a walk, and whilst on my walk I was listening to music on my headphones. I was listening to the new Adam Lambert song Eat Your Life. It's so good, it's got such a good beat and his voice is insane. I was having a lovely time enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. The weather had picked up as it was a little bit gloomy first thing. I did think it was going to rain, but luckily it managed to stay dry. I then made my way down to my town's castle, and I got some snaps from the castle that I'll show you guys. I'm so fortunate to have a castle on my doorstep to go and explore, and I was having a lovely walk around the grounds. I love the water fountain and all the windows with all the flowers around it and all the flowers climbing up the castle. I then went into the gardens and got some flower snaps from there. I'll show you guys. The gardens are so beautifully kept, and all the roses and the wisteria all over the castle are so beautiful. I then went into Windhouse Castle, into the lounges, and got some stats from there. I'll show you guys. The lounges are so beautiful, all of the chandeliers and the tapestries and the fireplaces, and it has some classical music playing in there. I've been in there for afternoon teas before, or you can just pop in and have a coffee or tea if you want to. I've done that before. I've been in for chocolates before. I've been in before for my walks around the grounds, and then I made my way back. And whilst on my way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, having a lovely stroll, and I got a snap of these pretty leaves. I'll show you guys those. Those leaves are so pretty, they've got such lovely patterns on. I then went into one of my family friends, I was chatting with them, and then continued on with my walk, and I got a snap of this stream, and I'll show you guys. It was so peaceful, and all I could hear was the bird song, and I went and sat on a bench. I was just listening to the birds singing, and then I got back and had forgotten my wallet and had to get some drinks for work this evening and a one for tomorrow's shift. So then I headed off and got myself a drink for work tonight and a drink for tomorrow's shift, and I headed off just as my dad was getting back from taking Bear for his walk. And he got drinks, got back, and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits and just watched a bit of stuff off record just to catch up on, and wrote some of my journal entry and got my uniform ready for work this evening, and I'm now off to go and read some more of Off the Ice, have a cup of tea and some more for custard cream biscuits, and just chill before going off to work this evening and just see a little bit more of the vlog when I'm back from work this evening. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work doing 5 till 10. I was supposed to be finishing at close, but one of my colleagues kindly let me finish at 10 so that I was able to meet up with Tash to have some drinks for her birthday. And I got into work, got clocked in, I put my bag away and got my drink up to have for work. I had a little bit of that, and it's just me and one other colleague to start with. I was just doing a massive cleanup of tables inside and outside. I was running some food and drinks and doing some food and drink orders and drinks taking, and was sitting and chatting to some of the regulars. And then our other colleague came in at 6, and he was now doing a 6 till close instead of 10. And I was just running a lot of food and drinks. We had quite a lot of the regulars in, and we had about 2 or 3 bookings, and had quite a few big walk-ins, lots of people trying our new menu, and the food smelled and looked so good. And then Tash and Jazz and their parents came in for Tash's meal, and I served them, and then they headed off, and I was speaking to them at the pub afterwards. I then finished about 9ish. I then clocked off, got my bag, and got changed into this t-shirt I had in my bag, and I joined Tash, Jazz and one of our colleagues, Keris, at one of the pubs, and we had some drinks, and we sat out in the little courtyard area out the front of the pub, and was playing with some of the fidget toys that Jazz had brought with her. We then went inside as it got a little bit colder, and we were watching one of our mates Ruben's sets, and he even played a little bit of Kylie for me, as he knows I love a bit of Kylie, especially for me, the sweetie pie. And then I called it a night as I've got work tomorrow, so I didn't want to be out too late. Gave Tash a massive hug and wished her a lovely rest of her evening, and then I made my way back. And whilst on my way back, I was just using my headphones, listening to that new Adam Lambert song, which is so good, Eat You Alive, and what a great song. I got back, and for my tea I had a pasta salad, and I'll show you guys that. As you can see, the pasta pot I had for my tea was so delicious. I then finished out my journal entry for today, put that away, and I got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9 till 3, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and I'm going to be heading off to bed and just see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up early, showered and changed, ready for work, and I had some toast in the cafeteria for my breakfast. I then just watched a little bit of TV, I was listening to a bit of music, and was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was another lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. And then I got dropped to work by my dad and went off to the corner shop and got myself a drink for work. I then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag away, and got my drink out that I got from the corner shop, and had some of that, and then helped open up with my colleague who was on the open with. And then we got quite busy, lots of people coming in for breakfast and then for coffees, quite a lot of cyclists in, people in with their dogs, and so it was quite a busy morning. And it was me and one of our colleagues, and then another one came in, and then another one of our colleagues came in at 11, and we had quite a busy lunch rush. Lots of people sitting inside as well as outside, so I was cleaning tables outside as well as inside. I was mainly on the floor, just running food and drinks and cleaning tables, but did go on bar to do food and drink orders when needed. And then I finished at 3 o'clock. I did 9 till 3, and then clocked off, and I'm now off for 4 days. I'm not working now till Thursday, and I then got changed into this t-shirt that I had in my bag, and then headed off and had a look at some of the child shops, and bumped into Tash and Jazz, so I was having a chat with them. And then Tash went off back to her shoes in the evening at work, and then me and Jazz went off to Tesco's. She had to get a parcel, and I was going to get some cash out for the week ahead. I got there, and unfortunately the cash machine is broken, so I'm going to have to get cash out from the other cash point tomorrow. I did, however, get some really pretty flower sets from the flower section they had outside of Tesco's, and I'll show you guys the flower sets I got from there. I was able to get some really pretty flowers from there. They had some petunias, which are those purple ones with the white spots on. And I think they're called Petunia Skylight or like Starry Night ones, which are so beautiful. And some dahlias. You guys know how much I love my dahlias. And then I went off into the high street and had a look at some more shops. I went into the shop similar to Surroundings, which has lots of crafty bits, and got some snacks from some of the stuff from there that I'll show you guys. It's so cute in there. I was having a lovely chat with the shopkeeper in there. I then went off to a few more shops, and went off to Widderford and got some cream fingers. I got one for me, my mum, my dad and my younger sister, and then I made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then got some flower snacks, and I'm sure you guys those. I had such a lovely straw back, getting lots of flower snaps. I got so many rose snaps. I love roses, they're so beautiful, all the lovely colours. I then got back and put my work clothes in the wash, and cannot wait to have a little bit of a lie-in tomorrow. First Sunday off in what feels like forever, as tomorrow we're going off to Chepstow to do this pottery painting class for a belated birthday present for my mum from our older sister. So I'm looking forward to going off there. I'm a little bit nervous, but you can get some rubber art if you make a mistake, and I'm just going to probably do some basic like flowers, stars, moons, something easy, something not too complicated. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. It should be really fun. And then in the evening we're going to be having nachos and fajitas. I haven't had nachos and fajitas in ages, and it'll be good having everyone over. We can play some games, and I just cannot wait. It's going to be such a lovely cozy Sunday. I then listened to a bit of music and had a pot noodle for my lunch. Read some more of Off the Ice. I was just tidying up my office, my dolls and dollhouse a little bit, and then I had my cream finger with a cup of tea, and I'll show you guys that. The cream bun I had was so delicious with the jam and the cream. I used to have them quite a lot, so I hadn't had one in ages and thought I'd treat myself, and I'm trying to be good, but you've got to treat yourself sometimes, haven't you? And then I got some selfies in this new t-shirt I got from the child shop a few days ago. I love it. Love this colour and stripes. Just love a striped t-shirt, and I'm going to show you guys some more selfies I got in the new t-shirt. We then ordered takeaway for tea, and I was just reading some more of Off the Ice and watched some vlogs and did some TikToks, and then our food arrived and I had a burger and chips for my tea, and I'll show you guys that. The burger and chips I had for tea was so delicious. I hadn't had a burger in ages and really fancied one, and it was ginormous. We must have been hungry because I absolutely demolished it. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and finish reading some more of Off the Ice, have a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and work on some more of my short story. And we'll see you for more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up after a little bit of a lie-in. I didn't have work this Sunday, first Sunday off in quite a while, as I was off to do a pottery painting class with my mum and older sister that my older sister had got for our mum for her birthday last month to do, and it was over in Chepstow. And I watched this film called The Wrong Path with Miranda Cosgrave from iCarly, and it was a really good film, and had some cereal. I had some Rice Krispies, and always loved being able to listen and hear the little crackle of the Rice Krispies. And then my older sister arrived, and me, my mum and older sister head off over to Chepstow to go and do the pottery painting class. And we got there, and we were the first ones in there, and I got to immerse ourselves from this really pretty mirror in the pottery studio. They had all these lovely flowers and plants hanging down and little fairy lights, and I'm sure you guys that selfie I got. That mirror is so pretty. And then we got talked to by the lady running the class on how it works, and we had a chart on the wall of what paints they had, and they were in a little crate of the paints, and they were numbered, and we had some paint brushes, and some of them were bigger. They had some fine line ones as well for further detail, and we got to pick which thing we wanted to do. I picked a cowboy boot, my mum picked a little gingerbread house that is a biscuit bowl, and my older sister picked a book to do, and my older sister had paid for my mum's bit of pottery that she was painting as her birthday present, and had some music playing, and we had some tea and coffees. And I was a little bit nervous about doing it because I didn't want to be making a mistake, and I didn't think I was going to be very good because my hand-eye coordination isn't the best, but I absolutely smashed it, and I was so chuffed with how it turned out. And I'm sure you guys some snaps from the pottery painting class that we did. It was so much fun and so therapeutic. I love a bit of arts and crafts, and really was surprised how well it turned out. It looked so realistic. And then at the end, my mum got 2 snaps of me with the boot that I did, and I'll show you guys those. I even wrote my name on the bottom of the boot like they do in Toy Story, where he writes Andy on the bottom of the boot. And then we headed off and we made our way back, and we picked our grandma up from hers, and there wasn't going to be enough room in the car for all of us, so I ended up walking back from where my grandma's is and had to pop to the co-op to get some bits that my younger sister had sent me money to get for her, and I got myself a sandwich from there and had that on my way back. And whilst on the way back, I had a lovely Sunday stroll and I got some flower snacks. I was able to get some really pretty flower snacks whilst on my way back, lots of lovely roses and wisteria. I then got back and my older brother and his girlfriend were over for tea, and we were having nachos and fajitas, and my older sister and my dad were getting that ready and it smelled so good. And then my older sister went off to look at a new car that she might be getting with my dad, and then they got back, and then for tea we had our fajitas and nachos, and I'll show you guys a snap of that. Fajitas and nachos that we had for our tea was so delicious. We then helped tidy away the kitchen and the table, and then we were watching a little bit of this David Attenborough documentary on BBC One. Can't believe he's 100 years old now, and Lego have put the Lego age, so it was 1 to 99, and they've put it to 1 to 100, especially for plus for him, which is so sweet. And then my grandma got dropped home, and then for my pudding we had some ring donuts, and I had one of those with a cup of tea, and I'm going to show you guys that. The ring donut was so delicious, nice and sugary. And then I was just watching a little bit of Andy's Roadshow, and I'm now off to go and play some games with my siblings, and I've had such a lovely Cosy Sunday, and I hope you guys all have a lovely new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.